Hello. So what is the deal with library databases? Part 2. We're going to talk about where are they and how do you use them. There's a couple of pathway options. One of them is the subject guides. So this breaks down library resources by subject. In this case, the engineering one, and you can go to find articles over here, and that will list the databases that contain articles about engineering. Most of these subject guides are broken down by departments or majors, so you should find a subject guide in your major or department for your class, okay? The other option is databases A to Z underneath the quick links. You will see the long list of all of our databases, nearly 100 of them. So you're going to want to know exactly which database you're going into if you use the databases A to Z. And we do. For now, we're going to use the Academic Search Premier. There we go. So remember, Academic Search Premier is a database that covers a broad range of topics. Doesn't necessarily go very deep, but it's a really good starting place. So let's do genetic therapy. Sure. And remember not to put a long string of words in, but just a few keywords. Don't put in a full question or a full sentence, just those keywords. No what's, and, where's, there's, does, it's, any of that stuff. So here we have a list of results. You can, on the left side is where all those different features and tools are to narrow it down. So we talked about the scholarly peer-reviewed journals. You can narrow it down by that. See it added there now as a limiter. You can change it to the last decade or so. And there it is, which is great. But the most powerful tool, I think, is this subject thesaurus terms. These are guaranteed labels, guaranteed stamps of what the article is about. So rather than the word just appearing somewhere randomly, this actually guarantees it's about that topic. So they're very powerful. Make sure that the articles you find, that is a primary topic for it. You can also use it to glean new words or find synonyms or teach yourself some of the new terminology or vocabulary they use and that you might want to search with, okay? So here we see gene therapy. That's actually the language they use, not genetic therapy. So maybe I want to go up and change that. And that's something you might want to do too. When you find a better term, try that. So let's search with it and what happens. Whoa, we get 22,000 instead of 2,000. That's a huge difference, okay? So we were probably missing a lot of good stuff. However, there might still be a lot of junk in here because gene therapy could just randomly appear. But if we narrow it down using the subject thesaurus term, now it gets to only being 8,000. I mean, 8,000 is still a lot. I'm not telling you it's not, but compared to 22,000, you've narrowed it down a lot. So we got rid of a lot of junk that way. And you can add more terms up there in the keywords. You could also choose something here. So we could say we're interested in therapeutics. So those are a lot of options that you can do for narrowing things down. And like I said, you can add more things up here too. And always check to see what remains whenever you do a search here. Some of this information might change. So just double check on your current search. In the center, we get the results. So once you feel satisfied that you have refined your search sufficiently, you feel pretty good about it anyways, you can start reviewing the results you have. So here, this is the article title, okay? And then right here, this is the journal title. So this is the journal title. And +1 here, that's the journal title. We get volume and issue and page numbers, it's all that information. But if that's not enough to clue you in, you can always hover over the magnifying lens, and this shows you the abstract. And remember, the abstract is one of the vocabulary words we worked on, and it gives you a summary of the content of the article, so you can get a pretty good handle on what's going to be covered. It's not always perfect, but it really gives you a good heads up, okay? So that one looks pretty promising if that's what you were interested in, was gene therapy in India. So this is good aboutness, but what if you actually want to get your hands on the full text? You want to read the article itself. We say full text when you want to read the article itself. Sometimes it's in here. So this is an example of one where the full text is here in the database, okay? PDF full text. These other ones with the fine text, that means It's not actually here in this database, but we can click on this button and it'll go and search all of our journal subscriptions to see if we have it in another database. In this case, it says we do. In Springer, full text online over in Springer. So there you go, there's that download PDF. My eyes as a librarian are always looking for the words PDF, and this is view article, so you could click on this to see the HTML version if you're curious. So HTML version just looks like a website, right? Everything's right there. If you want to know the difference between that and the PDF, hopefully that'll load right here. Not gonna, there it goes. So the PDF looks different, right? It looks like what it would look like on paper, okay? So back at our list, so that's what happens when you have to go somewhere else. Sometimes we don't have it elsewhere. And you'll see this instead. And when that happens, that means you've got to use interlibrary loan, okay? If you want that article, if it's like perfect, you can decide if it's really something you need to have or not. If you use interlibrary loan, it can take a little while. This is why you don't want to wait until the last minute to do your research. The night beforehand is not a good time. It's very stressful. Plus, you can't get help, okay? No emailing me at 10:30 at night going, I can't find any articles. You need to be doing your research earlier. Then occasionally it's in there. So this is an example of one where the PDF is in here. So if we click on that, we can see the PDF is right here in this database. We don't have to go anywhere else to get it. It just takes a little while for it to upload it for us to see. Okay, so there it is. There's your abstract it starts with, and then here's the article. Poor little miceys there. This golden ticket on the right side, that pulls up the citation. So you get a good idea of the APA by looking at this, the APA citation. It's not perfect. This is a mistake right there. This should be lowercase, lowercase, lowercase. So anytime an article title should be lowercase unless it's a proper noun, okay? But other than that, it looks pretty good. It's definitely a good way to get started. If we go back to the results list, and you can, all of these have the golden ticket when you click on them. So even though this one isn't here, when we click on that article title, we get this column on the right side. And this is where you can email it to yourself. You get the site golden ticket, print it, add it to a folder. See, that comes up there. Okay, so there's a lot of things you can do in this database. With getting the full text, with narrowing it down, all these things can be very useful. Okay, so that's it for now, and we will work on and in Academic Search Premier in class next week. Okay, bye.